I watched a really interesting video one of these days from a German scientist who was talking about this mystery of self-organizing systems and how they can exist in this world. And what she meant by that, of course, was life. Like, how can life exist in this world? And of course, she was talking about it and you know, as best as she could, because of course she doesn't believe in God, and so she has to somehow confine the miracle into this universe and believe that somehow it is explained within this universe in a way that can be understood without God. And we as believers do not agree with that, and for a good reason, I think. And good morning to the simple truth from the Word of God. And I'm not going to really turn to so many verses this morning, but just refer to it. So in Psalms, we read that actually God, his reality in this world, the expression of his reality in this world is actually very powerful. And many times people deny this, but this is something very obvious, we believe. And one of those is, of course, that there is life. You know, that's like, how did that happen? Well, it came from a greater source, from a greater life. And many people would agree with us, and they would say that the aliens did that. But we would say, okay, but who created the aliens? And if you go, you know, like, they want to say it's an infinite regression, but really that's not possible. So anyways, the laws of nature are simply an expression of God's will and his mind. This is in Psalm 8. You can read it if you desire to, and I do encourage you to actually do that. But he has not revealed all his will in the laws that we discover, and this is important. The laws of nature are there, and they are revelation of God on a certain level, but it's not all his will. And this is something we talked about in Bible school classes recently. And, you know, they are an expression of his will, but they are incomplete. And you can find gems in physical law, in biology, society, human relationships. They illustrate strongly and show us some things about God. His amazing mind, will, heart can be seen in many of these things, but we run up on a dead end if we look for completion in them, and that's really the point that I want to make. If we're looking for completeness in this universe and in the natural laws and what theologians call natural theology, if you look for completion there, that is not going to be found there. God is spirit. He's a person. He holds everything together by his power. In Hebrews 1:3, the universe is kept together by his power. So this is why it's so important that we go beyond that, and this is why we go to the Bible. Not because we do not believe that there are beautiful things in this universe to be found of God. Of course there are. But we want to go beyond that. We need to go beyond that. This is why the Bible is so key for us, because we need to know the person, the mind, the heart, the nature of that person, who God is. And this is why we love simple, like conclusive verses like John 3:16, which is sort of the mini gospel, you know, because it expresses the love of God for us so clearly, and and what he was willing to do in that love, and verses like that, many in the Bible. But the point is, we need to go to the Bible. Let's love this, what God has given us. This is beautiful. Let's enjoy it as best as possible, but also let's go to the Word of God, because there we have the most complete revelation that we have at our fingertips. And it is not in science, it is in the Word of God. So God bless you with that, and God bless your weekend.